Tonight, here at the famous Spartan statue, students have made a makeshift memorial. The statue adorned with flowers at its base. As students have been coming by, folks of all walks, community members, kids, to pay their respects to the lives lost and those still fighting for their lives tonight.
I'm shocked, actually, if it's what I think it is.
From sunup to sundown, the Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety and Michigan State Police have been searching this home on the corner of Park Street and Pierce Avenue.
Multiple police agencies have been on scene here for several hours, and if you look behind me, you can see the black Honda CR-V that this suspect was driving. This is on M86, just into Branch County, near Kane Road.
When the horn sounded last night, the gold job was done. Kevin Abba's job was just beginning.
I gotta stop doing what I'm doing in my office and usually get out here and help the guys get started, doing the conversion over to the next event.
Abbott is operations manager for Van Andel Arena. It's his job to make sure the setup matches the event. He's been here since the arena opened in 1996, and he knows the place like the back of his hand.
It's been a wild ride. Let's put it that way.
Tuesday night, Abbott and his crew had just about 14 hours to go from basketball court to hockey ice at Van Andel. They're used to changeovers. They do it all the time for everything from concerts to monster trucks. But the return of basketball for the first time since the Grand Rapids Hoops left Van Andel in 2001 means extra work for the crew.
Probably around 12 more changeovers. Falling in between, concerts as well, so that might add more changeovers, depending if we're going from hockey to gold or from hockey to a concert to gold.
Think of these guys as Van Andel Arena's version of a NASCAR pit crew. Everybody has their job to do, and timing is everything. This shows what the switchover from basketball to hockey looks like in about 40 seconds. It takes close to 70 people to get the job done. First, the court comes up one section at a time.
Then we bring out the glass carts and a bunch of the other equipment for setting up the hockey. And once we're done with that, we'll pull the floor up and then we'll do the ice maintenance.
The ice doesn't melt. It stays cold the whole time.
We have something called ice deck that we put over top of the ice, and it's actually only an inch thick, but still insulated enough so that the floor doesn't get, sweaty or too cold.
They've got the process down pat. The challenge is people. Like just about every other business, the arena has had a tough time hiring workers and getting them to stay. Despite those challenges, the show must go on. And Abbott and his crew make sure of it.
We've got a good crew of solid guys that actually know what they're doing really well, so they're able to train and get everybody up to speed pretty quickly.
By about 2:30 this morning, 5 hours after the gold game ended, the switch was complete. Puck drop for the Griffins game with about 8.5 hours to spare. Kevin Abbott and his crew got some sleep, ready to get up and do it again. Do you ever sit in the stands and watch a game after this and say, I made that happen?
I don't have time.
In Grand Rapids, Joe LaFurgey, News 8.
Pretty soon, his business won't just be an errand on your chore list, but a spot people can go to have a drink or two while they wait for their clean clothes.
I want them to feel a sense of safety, comfort, and relaxation.
The view from Drone 8 shows the oil gathered along the shoreline. The receded floodwaters reveal more of the black, oily globs on the shore. State Department of Environmental, Great Lakes, and Energy crews have been on the scene since Monday. They speculate the oil came from an old well in the lake. It appears the leak has stopped and the water has not made it to the nearby Grand River. Eagle crews are also evaluating any environmental impact to the water, land, and wildlife. But for now, the effort is on the cleanup.
Do you have a goal, time goal coming into this?
Today, it's just like those days whereby you just want to race. My goal, of course, everyone wants to win the race, and that was my goal as well.
So just coming out to the intersection here and throwing a little bit of material down, just so you guys have something to stop on.
Okay. So what are you putting down?
It's just 50-50, 50% sand, 50% salt.
Okay. How's that salt going to work?
That salt doesn't work right now. This is just traction.
And so goes the first day in what is expected to be a long stretch for snowplow drivers.
When we got here, smoke was billowing high into the sky, but now you can see they've made a lot of progress. They're no longer spraying water, at least not yet, from the top of that crane there.
Brown has called Rockford home since the 90s. She says President Carter would treat everyone in the room with respect. All of Brown's photos, including the negatives, live on in the National Archives, an honor she will always cherish.
It's really a pleasure to know that I could serve this country and the president in such a kind of an intimate way. It's really neat to be able to photograph him and his wife and to record history as it was happening.
After spending 118 days in the intensive care unit at Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, 18-year-old Colin Rogers returned home today. The last time Colin stepped foot into his Kent County home, his dad says he was healthy, running his own YouTube channel.
Hello everybody, I'm Sykesma and welcome to Slime Rancher 2.
With aspirations of becoming a lawyer one day. However, that's all changed.
Regretfully, he's still in coma. And he, but he's leveled out. I mean, physically he's here. Psychologically, we know he's inside there. He doesn't talk or anything like that. He still uses a feeding tube.
It was on the afternoon of June 15th when life completely changed for Colin. Kent County deputies say 2 groups of teens gathered on Fruit Ridge Avenue near 20 Mile in Tyrone Township, so one could sell a vape pen to the other. The sheriff's department said there was an argument and Colin was dragged alongside a car. Colin's dad says deputies told him that his son wasn't directly involved in the sale, but was just trying to help his friends after things turned south. Now, 4 months later, Colin remains in a hospital bed with a feeding tube.
When he can chew and swallow, I don't even know if talking is necessary for him to come out of a coma, but I think it has more to do with chewing and swallowing and being alert, more so than it has to do with speaking, moving, or anything like that.
Does it feel like he knows you're there?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.